Hello, and welcome back to the Determined Student channel. This was something that I've learned very recently, so I want to just preface by saying that I'm probably not the best to talk about this, but I just wanted to share it anyway. Is myself included, a lot of us have always thought that happiness was a destination that you had to reach. It's something that you have to like strive towards. You have to have this and this and this and this in order to be happy. Like, you have to have more money, you have to be successful, you have to take care of yourself, eat well. Like, all those do play a part. But what I recently learned is that happiness is actually a direction. It's not a destination. It's your mindset. It's the actions you take that help you to get there. It's not a destination that you have to work hard to strive for, or to strive for. Instead, it's just more so of how you think. Like, if you wanted to be happy, it just requires you to change your perception of it and how you see something. One of the things that I've learned is about life in general is however you view life, that's what it is. If you see the world or life as a horrible thing, or that life is cold and dark and desolate, and that's how you see it, by the way of how you perceive it with your perception, it becomes true. If you view it that way and you believe that to be your truth, then it does become your truth. Then the world is a bad place. Then it's a horrible, horrible place. People are out there to hurt you, and they're out there to take advantage of you because you've accepted that as your reality. And that can be changed as well. At the same time, if you want to change your perception of it, and this is something that I practice all the time, because my thoughts tend to go negative from time to time, thinking that the world's bad or that life sucks. But what I've been doing recently is that I've been trying to reprogram my subconscious through affirmations. What I do instead now is whenever I have a negative thought about myself or about life or about anything, I'm trying to reprogram my subconscious to by saying to myself that life is nice, life is great, life is beautiful. Or when I have negative thoughts about myself, saying I'm incapable, I can't do it, you're never gonna accomplish what you want to do. You've been spending so many years and you've only reached so little. Those negative thoughts have been going on through my head, and what I do instead is I just repeat the opposite. I'm like, again, through affirmations, I just tell myself, I can do it, I will do it, I'm going to learn this, I will master this, I will continue to persist, I will continue to stay determined on my goals. Or with life, that life is great, I have family that care about me, I have friends that care about me, I have a lot of things that I could be grateful for. Life has provided so much wonderment for my life, for myself. So it just is a matter of how you perceive it. If you perceive it that way and you can reprogram your subconscious through affirmations, eventually your subconscious will start to believe it too. Even if you feel that you're lying to yourself at the time, it's technically not a lie. Because again, life is just a matter of perception. You can view the world either being the glass being half empty, or you can view the world being half full. Both of them are the truth. When you look at a glass of water, it's not a lie when you say that it's half empty. It's also not a lie when you say that it's half full. So when you say life is bad, that's not a lie. That's because it's one way of viewing it. If you say life is wonderful and that's great, that's also not a lie. That's just a more optimistic way of looking at it. Two perceptions can view the world in very different ways. And just like with the water analogy, there's many, many, many perceptions of how you can see a glass of water. And many people perceive life in many different ways. So it's just a matter of perception. Now, there are objectively things that are not great, of course. There's a lot of hurt and chaos in the world. but you shouldn't let it affect how you perceive it or how you view it. You can understand it and accept, yes, this is not great. Yes, this person did not do this correctly, or they, made a horrible mistake and hurt another person or a living thing. I'm not saying that you should just immediately say that that's not the case and you say, oh, that person's a good person. Well, it's, you can still perceive objective truths like this is a great thing, this is not a great thing, like illness and disease is not a great thing. That's subjectively okay, but you can still be positive about how you can perceive those negative things, like, and just try to understand them, like with sickness and disease, that there's, try to like be optimistic and try to find cures for them, or what have you. But it just, but the thing is that I'm kind of like diverting a little bit, but basically I'm just trying to say that whenever you perceive something and how you view it becomes your truth. So if you want to be happy, it's just a matter of your perception of how you say things, or how you see and say things, how you view it. The last thing I want to talk about when it comes to happiness, saying that it's a destination and not, excuse me, that it's a direction and not a destination, is in order for someone to be truly happy, what I've noticed time and time and time again, and this is something that my father taught me once, is if you're not able to be happy today, then if you have the nice things that you want, or if you got the things that you needed, or if you found your romantic partner, and that's not going to change, and that's not going to make you any more happier. If you can't be happy today, you're not going to be happy tomorrow. Now, I pondered about that for a little while, and I never truly understood what that meant at first. But the more I started to realize, the more I finally started to understand that in order for someone to be truly happy, it requires just being present. And this is something that I've had a really strong challenge with, and I still do today, is in order for you to be present, you should try not to focus on your mistakes or your regrets of the past and be angry about it, nor should you worry about the future and be afraid of the what ifs, or am I going to do this in 5 years, am I going to do that, or what's going to happen tomorrow. Instead of focusing on too much in the past and too much in the future, like there's nothing wrong with reflecting on the past, that way you can learn from those mistakes to live a better tomorrow. And it's okay to think about tomorrow and the next week, that way you can plan ahead and have a little bit of structure of where you want to be in a few years. And from personal experience, I will focus way too much on the past and the future that I never really spent enough time in the present. It wasn't until after like taking meditation and understanding that in order for an individual to be truly happy, it just requires being present, being in here now, like right now. Just this, just acknowledging it, listening, experiencing, using your senses, your 5 senses, or I think I heard that there's more than 5 senses now, but using all of your senses, you experience now. And that now is what helps bring you happiness. It is not the things that you own, it's not what you have or what you were born with. It gives you like momentary pleasure. If in order for you to be truly happy, it's just to practice gratitude for today. And gratitude is another thing. If you can just show appreciation for what you already have, then you're going to be all the more happier for it. Even if it's not like the latest device, or if it's not like the latest car, or it's not the nicest, fill in the blank. But if you can just show appreciation for what you currently have, you'll be surprised of how much happier you'll be if you can just practice a little bit of gratitude each day. I've gone to the point that I would practice enough gratitude now that I just say that I'm just grateful for now, that I'm grateful for the present. And when I remind myself that way with some affirmations, that I'm grateful for today, I'm grateful for right now, I'm grateful for yesterday, and I'm grateful for tomorrow, but I'm mostly grateful for the present, because the present is a gift. And if we all do that and just all understand that everything's going to be okay, and we're looking forward towards a better tomorrow, and we're happy for having a good past and for having a good yesterday and a good tomorrow, and just showing appreciation, gratitude for everything. It starts to become nice. That's essentially what I wanted to talk about, is happiness. And I think the best way to do that, to recap, is just to understand that it's a mindset, it's a direction, not a destination. It's how you perceive it. And try not to take life so seriously all the time. Just be a little silly and just let loose and try to act more kid-like. I think that would help with being happy too. Just doing that, being present, showing gratitude for your friends and family and for the things you have, and showing gratitude for the things that you will have too. And I think that's going to help. And I think one other key thing would be is just to accomplish your goals. If we accomplish like a little goal today, a bigger goal and a bigger goal as we grow, I think that will help too with the happiness. But those are my key thoughts about happiness. I think if we can all implement that, that would help. And the last thing I would probably mention, and this is kind of like a little more of a serious note, is perhaps even despite doing all that, you may struggle in certain things or certain ways, because our brains may function a little differently. Like, I will admit that I probably need help with a psychiatrist, because despite what I've stated and done, what I've done, it's easy for me to appreciate happiness some days when I'm present, but even then I feel like I still need a little help mentally with certain like hormones, or there's like a chemical imbalance in the mind, and there's no shame to admit that you need help with a psychiatrist or a therapist. I think everybody should get therapy no matter what, but if you need like that little bit of extra with a psychiatrist to get antidepressants or anti-anxiety medication, then there's no shame in asking. I'm going to do that soon. I feel like I need to do that, and I think it will help me all the more better. Doing that and being present would help too. I feel like that getting the help for that would be very beneficial for everyone by talking to professional help. There's no shame for asking for help, especially when it comes to a doctor whose intention is to want to help you. So if following all the steps that I said wasn't enough, then maybe you should talk to a doctor. And I'm going to do that too. I think doing all that, seeing the professional help, getting support from friends and family, understanding that it's a mindset, trying to accomplish our goals a little bit each day, trying to be kind to one another will help with happiness. But the biggest thing is just being grateful for what you have and for what you currently have, and being present, I think, will help the most. But that's essentially what I wanted to talk about. Hopefully we can all implement a little bit of happiness, or try to implement this mindset, so that way we are more happy, and the more happier we can get, the easier it gets for us to get to our life goals, and hopefully through exponential growth we will all get to where we want to get to in life. And hopefully we will all get there, and hopefully I will too. That's essentially what I wanted to talk about, and just know that you're loved, and I love you, and I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye.